Test, 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 test. Hey, Nate.
Test, test, test.
Hey, Nate, how are you?
Okay, I'm way louder than you.
Okay, I'm gonna bring down the sound.
You need to come way up.
Okay.
Yeah, you come way up.
Okay, how about that? Okay, how about that?
Test, test. Test, test.
Okay.
Maybe bring me down to like 10%.
Okay, let's try that. How? Try on your end.
So now I'm super, super quiet.
Okay. How about now? Keep.
Test, test. Say something more.
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, that sounds real good.
Okay, good.
There's 6 people hearing us test all this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the inaugural ESS Snowflake 100 here at the virtual Five Flag Speedway. Welcome, everybody out there in eSpeedSport Nation. This is Rocky Harpence here broadcasting live for eSpeedSport. Got a great race here tonight in the late model stock car division. Trying to run the race just like they ran last Saturday night in the real world. Had a great race there where Bubba Pollard and Stephen Dassey had a late race turn that ended up costing them both the race. Hopefully we don't have any shenanigans like that here tonight. Have a great race with some solid competitors, about 20 late model stock cars out there practicing for this event. On with us tonight is our current Pro Truck eSpeedSport Pro Truck Series champion and the man who finished runner-up in the finale point standings for the Stock Car Series. Nathan Jurgensen joins us. Nathan, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
All right, yeah. Excited for this.
Exactly. What are you looking for as far as the racing here tonight and what we got in these late model stock cars?
Well, I mean, it's a fixed setup race. You know, this is sort of the prelude to the big race tomorrow. But I think this race in some ways is even going to be more exciting because it's fixed setup. And you look at the practice times right now, Parker, Chris, Blake, Presley, you know, they're all running within a tenth of each other. Austin, you know, they're all really, really close here. So I think we're going to have a real good battle here tonight. And it's obviously a much shorter race, only 100 laps.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a shootout here tonight. We got some great racers here. Past champions at ESPEEDSPORT. Short track series champions, Brian Zimmerman and Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll, also the guy that clinched his first ever stock car series champion. We also have past stock car series champion Presley Sora. Parker Brookfield's won a championship in the truck series, and so on. So we have a lot of the all-star cast of the ESPEEDSPORT League.
Yeah, and it's a lot of guys here have turned a lot of laps at the late models and super late models here at Five Flag Speedway. This is a track that short track racers love. It's a very fast and tricky and technical short track that always puts on really good racing. And, you know, Chris has already won races here in the kind of snowball section of the off season. So I think he's going in as maybe a favorite. But Parker Brookfield, I mean, I've raced with him at this track, and I'm looking at him too.
Yeah, and there's a lot up for grabs here tonight as our community here at ESPEEDSPORT and the ESPEEDSPORT League have put up some great prizes. We'll kind of run through those. So right now, race purse, first place is going to get $25, second $10, third place $5. That's from ESS, as well as our sponsor, USAFirearms.com. We got various contingencies such as the halfway leader bonus, most laps led, win from the pole, which is going to be a big one. Those are from Rogers A51 on Twitch. That win from the pole, that's going to be difficult to accomplish. Who's our favorites to possibly grab that?
Gotta say, Blake Bottoms, Parker Brookfield, Chris Carroll. I'm sure they all know that there's that extra $30 on the line if they can win from the pole. But I mean, they want to qualify well too. Just track position is going to be really, really difficult. It's really important because passing is going to be difficult. So, you know, the extra money on the line doesn't hurt. And you got the 0x. Or the least incidents over 2 races bonus, and I'll be throwing in another bonus here, the good hands move of the race, and we'll see how that plays out.
Definitely, and a few more to go through, and the one that you don't want to necessarily win, that's Zimmy's Headache Powder Tough Luck Award, $5 from USAFirearms.com. That's going to be for the guy that has the rug pulled out from under him, and, you know, we've seen it in every one of these races, and in short track racing, somebody just ends up coming up just a little bit short.
Yeah, and then we also have the lowest finishing driver tonight, who's still running at the end, will win a taco from Joe LaFillip.
I mean, that's one great thing about it. They got to be running at the end. It's just last place finish running in the race at that point. Taco from T-Bell will go a long way for a disappointing night.
Starting Parkers don't deserve tacos.
Exactly. You can't disconnect there and expect free food. As our competitors are starting to make their qualifying laps, who do you have as the top person to get on the pole, as we see Blake Bonds right now is on the provisional pole?
I'm going Parker Brookfield, and we're about 2 minutes into qualifying here. We're going to know the lineup in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll be curious to see who takes advantage of that hard charger award. The lineup, if they do not qualify, is going to be set by iRating. So even though we do have some fast guys that may not qualify, it may not be to their advantage.
Yeah, that's right.
Bear with me 1 second. Got to do a slight adjustment on the standings here, as it's kind of fell out of our broadcast zone, unfortunately. Let's see here. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. We can actually see those positions. Right now, it looks like your prediction has come true, as Parker Brookfield currently sitting on the pole.
It's a new track record. I don't know. Chris Carroll hasn't qualified yet.
I have a sneaking suspicion Chris Carroll's going for that hard charger award.
Okay.
He's the type that, we've seen a number of times starting in the back and then moving his way forward.
Well, sorry, we can't show you qualifying here. We got only about a minute and a half of dead air to fill up here and make some predictions. And, and I'm also going to be looking at, in a fixed setup, how are these guys going to attack the track differently? Are we going to see different lines going to be a one groove kind of deal? I'm also going to be watching track rubber. Right now I can see there's not a whole lot of rubber on the track, and so that will change as the race goes on.
Exactly. It's a very cold track too. It's set up for that December 5th weather. Ambient temperature being 65 degrees. Track temperature being near that same amount. We know as far as the rubber on the track, it started out as 33% usage. With those factors in, how is that going to affect the car at the start of this race? Oh, we might have lost Nate there.
Am I here? Am I here?
Oh, we got you now. Were you able to
Sorry,
hear
I
what I
had
said?
the microphone on mute because I was queuing up. That's as much as I can play of this ESPN Speed World music before we run into copyright issues. I think a slick. I think the track's going to start off being a little slicker without the rubber, and it's going to be a little harder to put the power down. I think a lot of those guys were fighting loose in, watching the practice there. But as the track rubbers up, I think they're going to be a little bit more grippy, a little more stable.
Looking at the iRacing update notes, we did have a patch this morning that came in with a lot of great content and everything like that. But one of the notes was that they were going to adjust the brakes. Now, I took an opportunity to test this setup just prior to the race, and I'll make mention, I don't think they made any difference on those brakes for this for the update on that car.
Yeah, we're going to see here. A lot of things can be different. They talk about the brakes, the contact patch on the tire, the track heat, lots of little things, maybe even drafts and wall stuff that wouldn't affect this race. But we'll see as this goes on. But so far, from what I've heard, that it's not going to make a huge difference. And so shout out to Parker Brookfield snagging the pole. And look at that lap, a 1:17. I mean, he's about 800ths above everybody and pretty much hit his best practice lap in qualifying. That's impressive.
Yeah, it really is, especially with as stout a field as it is and a fixed setup. So it's going to be, could be the Parker Brookfield show. I mean, still short track racing. If somebody can get to his back bumper and can make use of it, anything could happen in this race.
So where are your eyes going to be here in the first lap? Which part of the field are you looking at? Are you watching the leaders? Are you watching Aaron Rodgers? He doesn't want to have a repeat at Nashville. Are you watching Chris Carroll come up through the field?
I actually, Chris Carroll qualified third. He decided not to. Surprising turn of events there. Chris Carroll will actually start third in this race. So really, I'm looking at this top pack and I'm looking out Blake Bottoms, Parker Brookfield, seeing how some of those and Chris Carroll, seeing how those guys battle it out between each other. Are they going to be racing each other tough, or are they going to be, let the laps kick down, different things like that? But here we go. We're going to run through our starting lineup real quick. On the pole in the number 26 car, that's Parker Brookfield. 00, that is Blake Bottoms. We'll move back into row 2 as we have Chris Carroll and Bradley Yo. In row 3, in the 12 car, that's Brian Zimmerman and the 46 of Larry Bell. In row 4, we got the 87 car of Brad Ward, actually shows up as 74 in here, and the 9 car of Lauren Shaughnessy. In row 5, we have the 112 car of Thomas Graw and the 51 of Aaron Rodgers. One thing I'll say about that Thomas Graw machine, using a paint scheme similar to that of legendary short track ace Gary Ballou. In row 6, we have the 11 of 97 car of Austin Burdick and the 22 car of Billy Davison. In row 7, currently not shown, that would be Agnell Phillip. Then following behind that, we have Presley Soret. And hold up, we gotta get our field shifted up here. Sorry about that, folks. Alright, we'll have Nick Baris and Agnell Phillip in the 94. Following them will be the 96 of Brandon Sheffield and the 66 of Nick Baris. Behind them, the 55 of Zach Markison and the 10 car of Ed Kane. Behind them, the 15 car of Steven Gibson and the 86 of Jason Jackson. And shotgun on the field, the 11 of Robbie Harpence. Well, we are nearing 1 to go. The pace car lights are off. Coming down the backstretch for the start of... Oh, go ahead.
These guys just want to survive this start, survive this first lap, cold tires, slick track.
Yeah, exactly. Don't rush it too far in. Pace car is off. Start. Parker controls the start. Green flag's out. Parker and Blake even going into one. Oh, we have some beating banging in the back. Looks like everybody's kept it going forward. Chris Carroll making a move on Parker Brookfield. Chris Carroll carrying it low through 3 and 4. Gets a little loose. Coming off 4. Both of them are side by side going into 1. Parker Brookfield and Chris Carroll battling it out early. Interesting that these two are going at it this hard this early on. They are putting on a show for this broadcast as they've run side by side the last couple laps. Oh, we got a spinner in the back.
Brad Yo, Aaron Rodgers, Brandon Sheffield, Agnell Phillip, they're all in it.
Oh man, big pile up. We'll go back and take a look at that. Try to find that 35 machine. He seemed to be the one at fault. We'll rewind that back. Take a look and see what caused that. Wow, big pile up. Yeah, just like you said, coming into 3, getting loose on entry underneath Brad Ward. Bradley Yo ends up losing it, and then overcorrects, turns it up, gets Presley Sora, Austin Burdick, Aaron Rodgers. That's about 8 cars involved in that one.
Yeah, that's a huge one. That took out a lot of cars, and Brad lost it there in 3 and 4 on those cold tires and just wasn't able to lock that car down on the bottom. Ended up, he's wanting to get it off the wall, and he ends up sort of taking out half the field there. Just need to lock that car and keep it on the bottom.
Yeah, he really did. That overcorrection gets so many people, but to take out the field this early, that's going to be tough for a lot of these racers who were really vying for that race-winning money. Looking at the field, Aaron Rodgers with significant damage. I don't know if he is going to continue on. Looking at the laps right now, Presley Sora listed is in the pits. Billy Davison in the pits. Austin Burdick, Larry Bell, Brandon Sheffield, Bradley Yo, Jason Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, and Zach Margison have all pitted to repair damage. We'll see how many of those cars are able to continue on. I'm looking at that 51 car, and it is in rough condition.
Can we show a replay of what happened to Zach Margison in this wreck? That's an unfortunate situation for him, getting stuck in the tires.
Oh, okay, sure. We will see if we can catch Margison here. Let's keep us posted when we get close to 1 to go. Yeah, we'll back this up. Oh, wow. Yeah, Zach Margison trying to avoid that. Oh, into the tire barrier. That's reminiscent of, who was it, Matt Kenseth at Richmond or Dover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it actually happened in the Pro Series race yesterday. Malik Ray on his entry did almost the exact same thing, stuffed it right in the tires. Ended his race.
No! And Malik was having such a great run in that Pro Series. I believe he won one already and was a top 5 contender in the other races.
Yeah, he won the first race, had some bad luck after that.
Gotcha. All right, we'll get ready. 1 lap to go. Our field will line up. Currently showing Parker Brookfield first, Chris Carroll second, Brian Zimmerman third, Blake Bottoms fourth, Brad Ward fifth, Thomas Cross sixth, Steven Gibson seventh, Ed Kane eighth, Nick Parise ninth. Robbie Harpins, who started shotgun on the field, is already up to 10th spot.
Still on pit road, so likely out of this race, Zach, Jason, Brandon, Aaron, and Brad. 5 cars.
Green flag is out. Parker Brookfield gets a great start this time. Chris Carroll hung out on the outside. Brian Zimmerman challenging him for second. Looks like Zimmy is going to complete the pass that USAFirearms.com machine moves into second spot. Parker Brookfield now looking to set sail.
Well, we saw the importance of qualifying. Just being in front of that early wreck. And I think that's why these guys are fighting to get every spot they can already.
Oh, man, it's so important to try and avoid that big catastrophe wreck. It seems like here at Five Flags, this is the kind of place where one spin. And we saw this in the real snowball. I think it was towards the end where we saw about a 5-car wreck there that took out some of the top contenders. As we see Chris Carroll moving into second spot. Chris Carroll moving that number 99 machine up into the second spot again, looking to go up there and challenge Parker Brookfield for the lead. Chris Carroll that time by actually turned the fastest lap of the race at a 17.2. Parker Brookfield ran a 17.4.
We got Blake Bottoms working on Brad Ward here, trying to get in the top 5.
Yeah.
Lets him go.
Blake Bottoms, one of our favorites here. We'll try to jump back.
Steven Gibson, he's looking racy. He's working on Zimmy.
Yeah, he's looks like a dark horse in this race. Gibson giving it everything. Good-looking paint scheme on that 15 car, too. Like that blue and black combination. Looking to the inside of Brian Zimmerman going into 3. Looks like he'll complete that pass and move his way up into the third position. That is 20 spots gained by Steven Gibson since the start of this race. So early leader for that Hard Charger award.
Yeah, he missed that wreck, and you have Blake moves also past Zimmy. He grabs another spot.
Yeah, so this top 4 really settling in. Looks like the field after that big wreck is kind of strung out and started to pull into their individual battles as we have Chris Carroll starting to put pressure on Parker Brookfield. With these two being teammates, I'm sure they're going to give each other all the room in the world. But how much is the rivalry there between Chris Carroll and Parker Brookfield when it comes to racing mano a mano against each other?
I mean, they do it all the time, and they know that Chris knows Parker's going to get some, and Parker knows Chris is going to get some. So I think they enjoy it, but I think they're used to getting beaten by each other.
Fair enough, yeah. I've seen these guys compete in these Speed Sport League races quite a bit, and Steven Gibson now looking very sporty is now pulled up on the back bumper of that 99 machine.
He did a great job getting through that wreck. He just put it on that inside wall, let everyone just past everyone who was wrecked above him, and look at him sitting in third.
Yeah, he's definitely got the horseshoe right now early on in this race as we just get ready to complete lap 20 in this 100-lap late model stock car race.
Top 3 have put a little bit of a gap on Blake Bottoms in 4th, only 5/10, but then you have to go back about almost a second to 5th place Brian Zimmerman. So we're seeing a 3, maybe 4 horse race so far.
Yes, exactly. And then behind them, it looks like Brad Ward, and then a nice little battle between teammates Nick Barise and Ed Kane for that 7th and 8th position. While this is settled out, we will drop back and catch the race for position. There we got the 97 of Austin Burdick. Whoop.
Phillip just got around Thomas Grau. That's for 9th.
There we go. That 94 machine already have a little bit of damage on the front of it. Oh, we got somebody back there. I think the 97 just blew up. He is slow on the apron. Let's see if he's going to be able to get that off the track and avoid bringing out the caution. Looks like he will.
Yeah, that thing just detonated, and it made it about 19 laps after the wreck.
Yeah, that's one thing with these late model stock cars. It does not really give you the option to pull any type of tape or anything like that to prevent from grenading an engine like that. So, unfortunately, it didn't look like Austin Burdick had that much damage on the front of his car. Could it be possible that he left the qualifying setup on for the start of this race?
Well, this is a fixed setup race, isn't it?
It is. Oh, yeah, you're right. You can't change tape. So, yeah, no, that thing just had enough front-end damage to finally blow that 97 machine up. So currently, as it stands, coming to 27 laps in, Parker Brookfield leads Chris Carroll, Steve Gibson, Blake Bottoms, Brian Zimmerman, and Brad Ward.
Yeah, and I wonder, Blake is still falling back. He's now about a second behind our leading trio here. So is Blake saving his stuff, or does he not have the speed to keep up with his top 3?
Well, that Could very well possible, especially knowing that these drivers only have the one set of tires for this 100-lap race. He may be trying to set himself up for a little bit fresher tires at the end. And it looks like our leaders are approaching lap traffic of the 46 of Larry Bell, who was collected in that early lap 3 incident.
I'm watching Steven Gibson right now, and he's getting really, really sideways. I think he's been using his stuff up maybe a little bit more than the 2 leaders.
Could be, yes. He drove in a little bit. He's starting to fall off the pace of our leaders. That's actually the 9 of Lauren Shaughnessy that our leaders are approaching, coming up on lap traffic. We'll see if he gives them plenty of room as they go through 3 and 4. We know that coming out of 4, that track does tighten up as those cars swing out to the wall, but it looks like they're able to successfully get around the 9 of Lauren Shaughnessy.
Yeah, I'm watching their different lines too. Parker and Chris are searching around. Looks like Steven, he's right on that white line. He was committed to throwing that thing as close to the white line as possible. Parker and Chris have been sort of alternating between doing that and also doing kind of a late apex. So watch them go into 3 here. Look at Parker and Chris both doing a late apex, entering 3 really, really high and not getting to the bottom till about mid-corner, maybe even mid-late exit. So next time they go into 3, watch where Steven Gibson's car is going into 3 versus, say, Chris's. I'm going to guess he's going to be about a half car length lower right here. See that?
Yep. Yeah, a little late apex, and you can really see that 15 car push about center of the corner, maybe getting to that white line a little too early, causing that car to drift up the track and scrub off speed and tire on the exit.
Chris is the first one, I think, going up to the top on entry in turn 1 as well. I think he's trying to generate a run on exit. So he's entering a little higher than Parker, a little bit slower, and he's hoping he can get on the gas just a little bit better mid-corner. See Parker drift up on exit. And Chris is, I think, hoping that if he keeps doing that over and over again, at some point it's going to generate enough of a run where he can get next to Parker.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what the speeds are this next time by as they cross the stripe. Looks like Parker Brookfield a 17.592, Chris Carroll a 17.631, and Steven Gibson a 17.635. So Parker Brookfield just a touch faster that last lap, but all 3 of them within 1/10 of a second of each other.
Yeah, and when you have a big wreck like that at the beginning of the race where half the field is damaged like that, you know, that damage really, it's a fixed setup race. Everyone's going to be close on speed, but that damage really separates people. When people are separated, there's less likely to be wrecks, and that's what Parker and Chris, Steve, that's what they're thinking right here. Even Blake, this is going to be a long run to the finish. Like, they at least have to assume this is going to go green to the end, and so saving those tires here, I mean, we're only 38 laps in. There's a long way to go.
Yeah, it looks like the leaders are approaching some lap traffic. Some of those damaged cars from that earlier incident. We now have the 46 of Larry Bell, as well what looks like the 22 of Billy Davison here coming up. So we'll be curious to see how these leaders navigate traffic and if Chris Carroll can use one of those cars to pick off that top spot from Parker Brookfield, especially since we're nearing that midway point bonus that is up for grabs.
That's right. Billy Davidson's actually pulled it in. He has retired, so basically positions 15 through 21 are all out of the race from that first lap incident. 14th place Lawrence Shaughnessy is already a lap down. Larry Bell, Presley Slower, those are the 2 cars that are in danger of going a lap down here in the next few laps.
Thank you for the correction on that. Yeah, that 98 machine looked awfully similar to the 22 car. Yeah, with the 21 car field, I expected more to last longer into this race, but we've seen with 5 flags, once you get one of these cars damaged and really no points involved, why tear up more cars and cause more harm than good when it comes to racing. Well, as you can see, Parker Brookfield and Chris Carroll got around Larry Bell a little bit cleaner. Steven Gibson drops back, had a little more difficulty. That come from experience, you know, with Parker Brookfield, Chris Carroll, maybe being more seasoned. Whoa! Bobble by Steven Gibson.
It was a good save right there. You can tell he's pushing it.
Yes, he is trying to match that pace of our top 2. We're going to fall back through the field and take a look at some of our other competitors. The 00 of Blake Bottom sitting in 4th place. Just kind of holding his own out here on an island. Our next competitor, oh, we got some sparks. looks like everybody's got it corrected, maybe from the 46 Larry Bell tag in the wall.
We got a good battle for 9th place as well between Edward Kane and Agnell Phillip.
Oh, we'll drop back here and take a look at this as Agnell Phillip looking to the inside of the 10 car of Edward Kane. These guys run side by side, Kane giving them plenty of room. Maybe a little too much room going through entry of the turn. Agnell completes that pass. Yeah, exactly.
Still a long way to go. These guys know that they still have a lot of laps to go on their tires. I'm looking at Blake though, and I wonder, if you're dropping back 3 seconds here in the first half of the race, are you dropping back too much? Like, let's say you really do have a tire advantage at the end of the race. Can you make up that time and make those passes?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be really difficult for Blake to make up that time. Nothing he can do as far as gaining track position on pit stops or anything like that. He's going to have to make it up the hard way or hope for a caution.
Or get a yellow.
As the leaders work their way around again, the 9 car of Lawrence Shaughnessy, it looks like the 98 of Presley Sora has moved it back into pit road. His night appears to be done as he's fallen already a lap down.
Yeah, that wreck took out quite a few people. We're down to 13 cars of 21 in just 47 laps. We're already down to only 13 cars and only 10 on the lead lap.
Yeah, it's amazing how one caution, how much that can change the dynamics of race as we try to get back up to our leaders. We also have a decent battle here as Brad Ward is starting to close in on the 12 car of Brian Zimmerman. We'll take a look at their speeds this time by. Looks like Zimmerman 17.761, Brad Ward 17.801. So kind of holding pat right now, but one of the closer battles on the racetrack at this time.
Yeah, the battle for the lead is close, but those guys are riding. Those guys are just kicking the laps off here, and I don't see them getting real racy for maybe to 20 to go.
Yeah, I'm seeing more cars hit pit road as the 11 of Robbie Harpins, who was at on the lead lap running 11th, has pulled it in. Not sure if there is damage on that 11 car or what happened that caused him to bring it in.
Yeah, Presley Sora blew up. So
we have a change for the lead. Chris Carroll moves into first place, but just after our hard charger award. So Parker Brookfield, the midway point award, Parker Brookfield cedes the top position, and Chris Carroll now moves out in front.
Yeah, and Chris really generated a run there. It wasn't like Parker just moved up, and we should watch that on replay here at lap 53. Parker fought him for it. So this was, I said they're not going to get racy. I was wrong. They got real racy right after I said that.
Yeah, that's how it always happens. You get away from the leaders 1 second. As you can see, coming out of 4, Chris Carroll really sets him up, drives it down hard into 1, is able to make a clean pass. Parker giving him plenty of room, or just enough room, and Carroll really drove it through there to take that top spot.
Yeah, my guess is that Chris was riding behind him and just felt like he was getting held up a little bit there, and so he, wanted to make that move. And and at a track like this, you might like that clean air. I know the draft isn't a big deal, the dirty air isn't a big deal, but sometimes having that little bit of clean air is just easier to run exactly the pace you want, run your tires exactly how you want to run them from the lead. But boy, Chris is getting really sideways in the lead, so that actually tells me that maybe the handling is different in the lead, that maybe he had a little bit of an arrow push behind because he was a lot more sideways once he got out front.
Yeah, and with some of these updates that they had early today, the changing of the wind and the dynamics on the cars, the drivers have to kind of take that in stride. They didn't really get much practice running in groups or running race practice, so it's interesting to see how these drivers adjust as our leaders approach the lap car of Robbie Harpins, as well as some of our tail end of the lead lap cars, Agnell Phillip and Edward Kane.
Yeah, these guys have damage, and so far they've all been very generous to the leaders.
Yeah, exactly, but we're talking the 9th and 10th place cars in danger of going a lap down.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, at the pace that we're going, we might only end up with 6-7 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, and it looks like Agnell and Ed fighting for position. Not real. Oh, Chris Carroll, a little loose there. He's going to work his way under the 94 machine.
those guys are teammates.
Giving plenty of room, but that's allowing Parker Brookfield to drive up to the back bumper of Chris Carroll's 99 machine.
I think Parker is feeling a little bit faster now that he's behind Chris, and I think these cars are a little bit loose. And once he got behind Chris, got a little bit of that dirty air that snugged his car up nicely, and now he's feeling like, oh man, I'm not holding Chris up anymore. Maybe he's holding me up.
Yeah, exactly. This could be a
Parker
whoa.
almost got into Ed Kane there.
Yeah, close call there. Looked like Ed was trying to give up the position. Maybe Parker got a little too tight following the 99 of Chris Carroll.
Yeah, you're just digging your exit as hard as you can, and you're hoping that lap car is going to be right against the wall, but the lap car also doesn't want to mess things up by hitting the wall, so they're being a little bit safe too. So it's always a back and forth when you're trying to lap people, but lap people and be fast at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. But looks like our drivers are being very respectful of the leaders, trying to get out of the way as much as possible and give as much room to the leaders. Looks like going back through the field, Blake Bottoms was able to get around Steven Gibson for that third spot and driven away at this point. Maybe Steven Gibson fighting a little more tighter race car as this drive goes. Maybe used up a little too much of his tires with 34 laps left.
He was balling it at the beginning there. He was using his stuff up, and there goes Parker for the lead.
Oh, we'll move up the track. Parker Brookfield underneath the 99 of Chris Carroll. And they're
3 wide with this lap car.
Yep, approaching the 9 car of Lawrence Shaughnessy. Chris Carroll holding tight to the outside. Let's see if he can maintain his momentum using that higher line.
This is a great battle right here.
Yeah, it looks like Chris Carroll, maybe a little colder track temperatures out there, gets loose. And Parker Brookfield's able to complete that pass. It seems to me maybe some of that track dynamics that iRacing had put in with some of the temperature variables, cars are able to battle a little harder on the outside than we've seen in recent past.
Good job right there, and he's going to lead lap 69.
Nice.
I had to get that in real quick. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like when Chris was behind, he looked faster, and he was able to generate a run and get around Parker. And then the moment he got out of the lead and got some clean air, his car was really loose, sliding it around. Parker looked a lot more stable, and then Parker was able to get out front. So it seems like the guy behind might have an advantage here. Through all of this, Blake Bottoms in third, like you mentioned, getting around Steven. He sort of stopped the bleeding. He's still 3 seconds behind. He's not catching them, but he's not falling further back right now.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like to get him back into the picture, it's going to take a caution on the track, which, it's iRacing. That always seems to happen right there towards the end of these races as we approach 27. Yeah, unfortunately, you lost a special event at the Cold as Ice 200 because of that. Yeah, so here we come up on 28 to go in this event. Parker Brookfield leading it. Chris Carroll second, Blake Bottoms third, Steven Gibson fourth, Brian Zimmerman fifth, Brad Ward sixth, Nick Burry seventh, Thomas Graw eighth, Ed Kane ninth, and Larry Bell 10th. Currently only 8 cars on our lead lap here towards the end of this one.
Yeah, and Steven Gibson, he's kind of fallen back. I mean, still a very respectable 4th place, especially from a 23rd place starting spot, but that was pretty much textbook run your stuff up really, really hard, really early, and fall back. So that's tire management. That's what the reason why Parker and Chris, and they're pulling from Blake right now. They're pulling from the field. Not only were they up there, they were saving their stuff at the same time.
Exactly, and that might also be affecting Chris Carroll as he's starting to lag back a little bit from our leader, Parker Brookfield. Maybe used a little too much too early when trying to get around the 26B car.
Yeah, I kind of expected him to just wait and pace himself and then, maybe go around lap 80. He went a lot earlier, and then the moment he hit that go button, the car started falling off.
Yeah, exactly. So Parker Brookfield running a very smart race, just staying at his pace, not really pushing it any further than he has to, has really helped him open up this lead. As he approaches the lap car of 112, Thomas Graw. Looks like Thomas maybe have tagged the outside wall down the front stretch.
Yeah, still, I mean, and you're getting lapped, but you're still having a good run. So that's probably a weird feeling.
Yeah, exactly. As that is now the 8th place car going a lap down. Next car in their sights is the 66 of Nick Maurice.
Yeah, Nick's probably the last car that will potentially go a lap down if we stay green.
Yeah, looks like we may have some lag issues with the 26B. We'll have to monitor that. Hopefully he doesn't continue having issues. It'd be really unfortunate to lose this race due to internet connectivity.
Yeah, it would. He's running a good race here, and we'll see if Chris is cooling his stuff down and laying back, and then make another run at Parker before this is over, or if Parker's able to just hold this gap until the end.
Yeah, exactly. The 99 machine currently shown about a half second from our leader. We're going to climb on board with the 99 and see if we can get some insight into the line that Chris Carroll is running. As you see the black and gold 26B machine of Parker Brookfield right in front of him. Looks like Chris Carroll using quite a bit of wheel. These cars may be tightening up just a little bit as we near the end of this race.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm seeing watching the both of them drive is Chris is definitely having to work the car a little bit harder than Parker is. If we go on board with Parker and watch his wheel inputs, he's doing a really good job keeping the car loose all the way through the corner. So he gets into the corner barely using any wheel. The wheel's still straight because he's got the car sliding. And then right at center, he gives the wheel some, that's when he's putting in his wheel. That's where he's spinning his right front. Right at center, he adds a little wheel. And then the moment he's getting back on the throttle, the wheel's straight again. So he's not using his tires a whole lot except for right at that center, being really smart, entry and exit, and then spinning it right in the center there.
Yeah, exactly. Now asking for nobody in particular, what is Parker Brookfield doing to get that entry so straight and using as little wheel as possible?
Well, you can do it with your hands and your feet. You know, you have that just tiny little flick of the wheel that gets the car upset a little bit. And, you know, for a newer driver, the car being upset on entry and wanting to spin out is scary. But, you know, anything that spins you out is also turning the car, right? And you want that, and you want to keep it under control. You're also doing it with the gas and the brakes. You lift off the gas really hard on entry, the back end will want to come around. The brakes with the brake bias, the back end will want to come around. So you're doing all those little things to keep the car, you know, they call it the slip angle, right? To keep the car really, really loose, but not so loose that you're sliding. Because if you're sliding and skidding, that's going to slow you down. Parker opening up that lead too on Chris.
Yeah, currently shown 9/10 of a second back. And even further on these 00 Blake Bottoms. Right now, Parker Brookfield's in the catbird seat as he approaches the 66 car of Nick Maurice, with coming up on 10 to go this time by.
Hey, Parker's tough to beat here at Five Flag Speedway. He's really got this track down. I mean, so is Chris. So this is a really impressive drive so far here.
Yeah, exactly. No, Parker Brookfield, who also will be a favorite tomorrow night, in tomorrow night's Snowball Derby. Also a really strong showing in the All-American 400 that we ran here at ESPEEDSPORT earlier this year, finishing third in that race. So Parker Brookfield, having some trouble with the lap car. Nick Maurice almost getting the back of him. Maurice getting it out of the way. But that could open the door for Chris Carroll. We'll see if he can take advantage.
Yeah, basically Nick got a little bit loose right in front of Parker, so Parker was going to try to exit low and pass Nick out of two, but Nick was getting loose and ended up exiting very low, and the cars made a little bit of contact, but everyone's still rolling forward. Chris only picked up about a couple tenths of a second there.
Yeah, but scary situation for our leader, Parker Brookfield. Don't want to get that Zimmy headache powder tough luck award this late in the race. And we might have a lot of people from earlier that are good, eligible winners of that. But Parker Brookfield looks to set sail as he has a clear track in front of him with 6 laps left in this race.
6 laps left and 6 cars on the lead lap. And yeah, I think you're right. Parker is, you know, Chris with the All-American 400 win start, you know, is obviously a favorite going into tomorrow's race. But there's going to be some bragging rights right here. And I think Parker Brookfield is saying maybe I'm the favorite tomorrow.
Definitely, he's coming into tomorrow's race with the momentum. Now, we did see in the real life Snowflake 100, Stephen Nasse, who unfortunately was DQ'd, but we saw him take the unofficial win, but then followed it up with the Snowball Derby, disappointing DNQ. Maybe this is going to be a bit of a jinx coming into tomorrow. Maybe a little too much confidence going into that Snowball Derby.
Yeah, maybe Chris will intentionally wreck Parker here and Blake will get the win.
There you go. We'll see. Chris Carroll has quite a bit of ground to make up and is continuing to fall back, as he's now shown 1.3 seconds back of Parker Brookfield that last time by.
Yeah, they're coming to 3 laps to go. I've locked in my good hands move of the race. We'll show that after the race.
Great, yeah, we'll pull that up. But as it runs now, Chris Carroll gained a little bit of ground, now down to 1.1 seconds, but Parker Brookfield looks to have this one sealed up without, hopefully not a commentator's jinx on that and we get a yellow, but looks like Parker Brookfield with 2 to go is gonna hold the advantage and take this Snowflake 100. He's got to make these last 6 corners to make it count as we come to 1 lap to go.
What is it presented by?
Ha! We'll get to our sponsors. We haven't had a chance to really talk about them. We'll get through all our sponsors here in a little bit.
Let ESPEEDSPORT know if any banks want to sponsor this lap. And hey, look at this, Parker, solid win right here.
Parker Brookfield takes the Snowflake 100, the inaugural ESS Snowflake 100. Parker Brookfield is your winner, followed by the 99 of Chris Carroll, the 00 Blake Bottoms. Great showing in our Hard Charger Award winner, Stephen Gibson, in the 15. 5th place is the 87 of Brad Ward. 6th place, USAFirearms.com. That's Brian Zimmerman. 7th place, Nick Baris. 8th place, Thomas Graw. 9th place, Edward Kane. And 10th place, Larry Bell. Great showing, great race. Only 1 caution. It did take a few of our competitors out, but Parker Brookfield is your winner tonight. And with all the momentum going into tomorrow's Snowball Derby.
All right, so the Good Hands Driving Award of the race here today, I'm going to give it to Stephen Gibson, missing that lap 2 wreck. Started 23rd, ends up finishing 4th. I think that was a really clutch moment right there.
Well, we'll go back and take a look at it because, yes, that ended up getting him netting 19 spots at the beginning. We'll drop back to that lap 2 incident that really took out a large number of our field. We'll climb on board the 15 machine.
But I bring Parker over into the Discord here.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Could you ask him to meet us in the ESS hauler?
Yep, he's in the hauler. Do you want me to pull him into the booth, or do you want to wait?
Give it 1 second. We're finishing up Stephen Gibson. It looked like he actually might have blinked through that one, so maybe caught an internet advantage as well.
I watched that, and where he was, I don't think he would have hit anything even if he wasn't blinking. He took a nice little route right through that wreck on the bottom.
Yeah, he got it slowed down and really passed the entire field, moving up from way back there in the teens up to the 4th position on that missed wreck alone.
Well, we got Parker waiting here.
Okay, we'll pull Parker into the broadcast booth. Parker Brookfield
has been DQ'd from this race. Chris Carroll is the winner.
The Room of Doom has spoken. Parker, do you got a copy?
So we wouldn't find that set of cheat chunks I had. Well, it looks like y'all did. So.
I'm sorry, Parker. How you feeling after that Snowflake 100 win?
Feeling good. We this was a really fun race, like a competition. The setup was a lot of fun to drive. So I'm just happy to be able to pull on pole and then lead a lot of the laps there and bring it home.
Yeah, did you have any concern about midway point through the race? Chris Carroll was able to get around you. Did you have any concern in that last 50 laps of getting back around the 99 machine?
Yeah, so he was rotating the center, especially in 3 and 4 a little bit better than I was. So I knew it was holding up a little bit, and I knew if he got around me, it'd probably be tough to get him back. So I let him he got by me, and I was trying to follow his line and see if I learned something, and it looked like he was just hurting his rear tire too much. I was able to, uh, get him going into one, and then just try to burn off the rest of my stuff, whatever I had left, and just try to extend my lead a little bit from there.
Well, you put on a fantastic show. What's it feel like getting this win before the big show tomorrow night, the Snowball Derby?
It's all. I'm really happy I could come race tonight. I'm really thankful for you guys at ESS for putting it on. Hopefully this will carry over tomorrow. We can bring it on.
Sounds great, Parker. Well, really appreciate your time and you racing with us and put on a heck of a show and everything like that. Nate, do you have anything else for our winner, Parker Brookfield?
I can barely hear him. You got to fix your internet for tomorrow.
Try this. You're not the first one saying that tonight, so we'll see what we can do.
All right, Parker. Well, you have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you here tomorrow on ESPEEDSPORT.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for the race.
Parker. Should we drag Chris Carroll in here?
Yeah, that'd be great.
1 second.
I'll as we're pulling in our runner-up, Chris Carroll, let's take a look and like to thank our sponsors here at eSpeedSport for helping us with the contingencies and everything like that. Would like to thank USAFirearms.com, ecanecpa.com for any of your accounting needs. A51 Community, check out Rogers A51 on Twitch. Jump in their Discord. They're a great group. PGE Designs, as well as come check us out at espeedsport.com if you'd like to join the races, broadcasting, anything like that. We offer it there. Chris Carroll, how are you doing? Oh, well, we need to move Chris Carroll in. Sorry. I thought that was him getting it.
I got some questions for Chris.
Chris Carroll, runner-up in tonight's Snowflake 100. How are you feeling after that strong performance?
I'm feeling good. Losing to Parker is never a bad thing. He's a damn good driver, and that's that. He beat me tonight.
So you were following him for about 50 laps, and then you were like, "It's time to go." And I was right as I said in the broadcast, I was like, "Chris isn't going to try to pass him till like 20 to go." And then you make that pass around lap 50, and it seemed like as soon as you got in the lead, was it the clean air? You started getting really loose the moment. He's like, your handling changed the moment you were in the lead. Is that right?
I was loose before that, but I figured my whole goal tonight was to not burn up the right front. So I drove the car off the right rear, and I was hoping Parker would burn up the right front. And I was really sideways once I got by him, and the line he was running was lower than mine entering. And I figured he was burning up his right front. He was kind of sending it on the bottom, and I'm like, well, that's not good. So I will run it off the right rear, and hopefully, I could get out front and pull away. But when I got out front, the reason I was loose is I had to cover his line getting into the corner. So I couldn't really do much to defend.
I know what it's like having Parker Brookfield enter the corner right behind you, because he can fend it.
Yes, he can. But it forced me to kind of run his line, and I think I burnt up more right rear than I did following him.
What were your tires, if I could ask, after that 100 laps?
My right rear was 46. I think his was 57, he said. So, I burnt up a lot of right rear.
Chris Carroll with the second place finish. You also have the win at the All-American 400. What things are you taking from tonight's race, what you felt in the car, what you felt of the track, going into the Snowball Derby tomorrow night?
Well, tomorrow's a little bit different. We're building our own setup, so I really know that car. I put in a lot of laps building that thing. And tonight, I didn't know the car. I had no practice before we jumped in, and I had no idea it was that loose. I was excited when everyone was saying the car was loose when I got in the server. But I've been spending a lot of time building that setup for tomorrow. So kind of surprised me that I used up too much right rear. That's amazing. In a late model, I was shocked, which is actually kind of cool. But so tomorrow night, the difference is I'll know the car and what it can do and what it wants to do. And it maybe have a better shot at beating Parker tomorrow. The kid's awful damn good.
Yeah, so far in these eSpeedSport special events, looks like it's 1-1 with you taking the All-American 400 and Parker taking the Snowflake 100. It'll be curious. You two will be the one of the betting favorites going into the Snowball Derby. So we'll be looking forward to watching what you can put out there on the track tomorrow night. And again, great run here, finishing second in the Snowflake 100.
Thanks, sir. I don't mind finishing second to Parker, man. He's the best driver in the business. So we'll have something for him tomorrow, hopefully. And thank you guys for the broadcast and all you guys do to give us a place to race. We really appreciate that, Rocky.
Hey, anytime, Chris. We're going to jump in with Blake Bond. So we'll say goodbye to Chris Carroll again. Thank you for racing tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks, sir.
One second here. We'll bring in our third place finisher, Blake Bottoms, to the broadcast booth. Blake Bottoms finished third, strong run. You seemed to hold pat there, about 3 seconds off the lead. What were you thinking as we got to the end? Were you hoping for a caution? What chances did you have to move up and challenge Parker and Chris at the end?
Well, I don't know. I started off kind of saved tires and hung back. About lap 50, I realized we're not getting another caution, and I started pushing really hard. I didn't have anything for either of them. I feel like if I would have fired off and kept up with them, I could have just kept them in view. I had no choice. I had no chance. Sorry, of passing either one of them. They were just too quick. So I kind of just I noticed Steven was starting to come back. His tires are starting to wear. So I just figured out, might as well get third out of this, and I started pushing as hard as I could. Towards the end, Chris was starting to slow down just a tiny bit. If there was a caution, I might have been able to get him, but I don't think I had anything. I don't know.
I wanted to ask how that big wreck at the beginning that takes out half the field, but maybe not a lot of the favorites, if I may say that. How does that change your mentality as you're driving the race?
In the moment, I didn't really consider it much, but looking back on it, I probably should have realized that was going to make it that we didn't have cautions,
Right.
Just losing that many guys is going to exponentially reduce both the chances for weird traffic stuff slowing down the leaders, and just in terms of just less cars on track is less chance for cautions.
Can I ask one more question? Did you feel anything, and I meant to ask this to Chris and Parker, did you feel anything different with the new update? Have they changed the tires, the brakes? Did it feel any different?
No, not really. I mean, I'm not really sure. I know the brakes were the only thing that was tweaked. I think we said in the practice session, if anything, it feels worse. The car just doesn't stop, and I can't tell why tire updates would do this, except for just heat, maybe, if they added in brake temperature. You need to build brake temperature. So, I don't know. But it is definitely bad, as I'm sure you guys saw with the lap 2 incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That took out quite a few of our competitors here tonight. Third place finish, still a great finish. How's it feel having some momentum at your back as you go into the Snowball Derby tomorrow?
I'm pretty good. I mean, it shows me that if I can have a setup that's built right, I can probably contend. It really comes down to how my setup ends up. You
have a good setup for tomorrow?
I don't know. We'll see.
Just playing coy.
The super late has never been. I've never been able to figure out that car. I mean, I either set it up too freaking loose or it's tight.
Who's the favorite tomorrow? Yeah, pick one. Only one.
Chris coming off of that win in the Northwest Tour makes me think he's probably going to be the hard guy to beat, and also winning the All-American 400.
That's right.
Yeah, he's going to be a tough one out there, but I wouldn't sell yourself too short there, Blake. Anything could happen, and you're definitely a front runner here in the ESPEEDSPORT League. So we'll be looking forward to seeing what you can do tomorrow night, and I'd like to thank you again for racing, and congrats on the strong third-place finish.
Thank you, guys.
Good run, man. Rocky, that's it. The race is over.
All right, yeah, we'll say thank you, Nate. Appreciate your time joining us for the broadcast. Looking forward to you being on the call again tomorrow night. Let's get your predictions on the board now. What are you thinking happens tomorrow?
Blake took Chris, so I'm gonna take Tyler, but Tyler Shaduk is, I think, a really big pick, a good pick here. I'm gonna go the easy call. I'm going Parker.
Parker Brookfield, I totally understand. But yeah, Tyler Shattuck, who finished second in the All American 400, I think he has a little bit of an axe to grind, and he really wants to prove his stuff. I'm going to go ahead and take the Matthews super late model team driver to surprise everybody and run away with it tomorrow. But let's not sell it short. There's 3 horses in this race. Actually, many horses in this race, but our third favorite has to be tonight's winner, Chris Carroll. Or I'm sorry, tonight's runner-up, Chris Carroll.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, and we'll see. Open setup is a whole different thing. That super late model is a different thing, and of course, it's a much longer race. That's a lot. 300 laps tomorrow is a very different complexion. There's going to be pits and pit strategy, so a lot more is going to go into this race. Like this race tonight was just one run of a longer race tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Just the first part. So we're going to have some exciting racing tomorrow night. As you can see, the broadcast at ESPEEDSPORT will be starting somewhere around 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time. The actual qualifying and race starts at 9 p.m. and then 9:05. 300 laps open setup in the super late model. We will have competition cautions and some stuff like that we'll walk you through, but a great show tomorrow night. As we wrap up things here, I will go over some schedule, but I'll send Nate off again. Appreciate your time and you joining us on the broadcast. Good luck as you try for your second Pro Truck Series eSpeedSport League Championship. I know you came up just short last night, but you put on a strong performance and always a front runner. I really appreciate you hanging out here with us tonight and everything like that.
Yeah, man, it's always fun watching these races. Looking forward to tomorrow. Always fun hanging out with you here, and appreciate everybody on Twitch here who's watching. And again, good win to Parker.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thank you, Nate. We'll talk about some future races coming up. Again, tomorrow night is the Snowball Derby. Then at Sunday, we have the eSpeedSport V8 Supercar Series as the V8 Supercars cars take to the Roval. That'll be an exciting race. And then we have the eSpeedSport Auto Club Racing Series wingless 360s. They will go to Knoxville for a 30-lap feature. You'll catch that. I'll be streaming that here this upcoming Sunday. Also coming up next week on Wednesday, our Contender Series let's go to Tuesday, our Pro Truck Series. That's actually going to be following the C Open schedule. So instead of Watkins Glen, we will be running the Legacy Michigan track. More details to come on that. And then on Wednesday, our Contender Series under 3K iRating, they travel to the historic Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So great upcoming racing. Some of those will be streamed as me driving or regular broadcast. So keep a look on that in the near future. You can get all racing dates at espeedsport.com. Come over, join the Discord community. Links on the website. Come hang out with us and everything like that. It's a great series and everything. And we want to finally thank our sponsors, usafirearms.com. For any of your firearms needs, check them out. For accounting services, contact Edward Kane at ekanecpa.com. Also like to thank Rogers A51 on Twitch, big supporter and racer in our league. Hard luck tonight in that race, early racing incident here. But check out his Twitch as well as his Discord community. Fantastic place. I hang out there quite a bit. And then for your painting needs, PGE Designs. You can find him on the Discord at espeedsport.com. And for anything eSpeedSport, check out www.espeedsport.com. And again, I'd like to thank you all out there in eSpeedSport land. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight for the Snowflake 100. Catch us tomorrow for the Snowball Derby. I'd like to thank you finally, and again, see you at the racetrack.